Hello guys, welcome to my channel. So today's video is going to be, I guess, a peep into my everyday morning routine. I know this video is highly requested from you guys, so I thought it was about time that I did one. So my mornings generally start at 6 a.m. When I was still working, it was actually more like 4:30 a.m. So 6 a.m. honestly feels like a sleep in. So I really don't complain too much about that, but I do hate it when my alarm goes off. I'm one of those people that really struggles to get out of bed, but once I'm out, I'm super happy that I've gotten up early because I get so much more done. Just give you a little insight into my morning. If you aren't triggered by this noise, then I don't think you can be triggered by anything. Ugh, this is the worst. This is honestly just the most triggering noise. I can't, don't make me. Sorry guys, I'm gonna stop doing that now. Basically, I get up at 6 a.m. and the first thing I do is obviously get dressed and put a little bit of makeup onto my face. I know some people are gonna think that's probably a little bit over the top if I'm just gonna go and see the horses, but I have extremely sensitive skin, which is much less reactive if I have a barrier over the top of it like my makeup, so that is why I put it on, not so I just look good for the horses. Next is the most important step of my morning every single morning, and that is I make my first cup of black coffee. And now I know there are people who say things like, oh, that gives me life, oh, that's giving me life. Black coffee literally gives me life, guys. I am obsessed with this stuff. I don't know what I would do without it. Like, literally could not get out of bed if I did not have black coffee. Once I've got my coffee, I also have a small breakfast with it. Generally, it's nothing too exciting, maybe like a yogurt. It's usually something small because usually I can finish up at the horses really quickly and I'm back at home way before lunch, so I just make myself something else then. Once I've finished my breakfast and maybe watch 1 or 2 YouTube videos or scroll through Instagram, then it is time to go. But of course, before I leave, I make one more black coffee for the road. Generally, I'll use one of my Peter Horriban Keep cups because these are really good and that way I can't spill the coffee on the way up in my car, which has happened on multiple occasions. And don't forget, you can get 15% off any of Peter Horriban's products with code Equestrian, including their keepsake cups. So we just got here. I think the girls are going to be hanging out at the stable door because we're a little bit later than we usually are. But yeah, we're going to go and get them out now. Usually they do hear the car coming, so I usually get a little bit of a greeting. Let's see. Hey guys. They know breakfast is coming. Hello. You're ready to go out to your paddock, aren't you? Hello. Where's little baby? Tic Tac, you gonna come? Come and say hello to everyone. Hi. Look at how big she's getting. I remember when she used to strain to see over. No, you don't even have to. You've gotten so tall. She's going to be 3 months old in a few weeks. I can't believe it. Alright, quick cuddles. And we better put you guys out. So no, Pete, you just want your breakfast. Yeah. So, time to put halters on. We'll take them out to, just wait. We'll take them out to the paddock in a second. As you can see, the stable gets extremely trashed now because Tic Tac is obviously quite large. She's pretty much like a small pony now. So between the two of them, you're very good at trashing it, aren't you? Yeah. So luckily we're almost through winter now here in Australia. So we're just kind of waiting for some warmer weather. Once the nights get slightly warmer, then these two will be in the paddock 24 hours a day. Which, to be honest, I cannot wait for that to be the case because I am sick of cleaning up after you guys every night. But obviously I just want to make sure that Tic Tac is nice and toasty at night. I don't want to leave you out in the rain and the cold, do I? And we have morning scratches usually. Just morning checks. Hey, good girls. Yeah. And as you can see, Tic Tac's getting really good with her halter now. She's like a big horse. Like a big horse. We're excited today. Okay, yeah. We've been practicing little bits and pieces of leading. She's not proper leading, we're just following Paige at the moment, but just getting used to the idea. And she's very used to the halter now. Okay, you're so good. So she's been super easy with halter training, so we'll just keep progressing with our leading and go from there. Generally in the morning, Tic Tac might have a bit of a run around, but Peach usually will just hang here, either at the top corner or by the gate, because she knows her breakfast is on the way and she is just keen for that. She is not interested in running around. The morning sun is coming out, thank goodness, because it is absolutely freezing. It rained so badly last night, guys. I cannot even describe. That is why the paddock is literally now underwater. But I'm only a few days away from being able to get the girls into this front paddock, which I am very excited about. So they're going to be out of here very shortly, thank goodness. Now that the girls have gone out for the morning, it's time to get all of the hungry horses fed. So we start off with the hay. So at the moment, because the girls are in quite a small little yard, they do also have this big round bale. If you can find grass round bales that have been stored properly, they are so useful, especially if you can store them in a shelter. We are extremely lucky as well because we were actually able to bale some hay from this actual property last year. So we know exactly where this came from and we knew that it was stored correctly from day dot. So no risk of mold or anything like that. So it's perfect for the girls right now. It's saving me a lot of time and money because I'm able to just put this in the shelter and just kind of leave it. So the girls are able to pick from this all day. But obviously being a mum is pretty high intensity, so Peach needs loosen hay in the mornings and night as well as a hard feed. So I'm going to go and get the hard feeds ready now and bring them out to the girls.
You paint me red in this light that isn't mine, finding every reason you can find to question my love. Remember that it's not me, I was never the one who broke your heart. We both know I've been gentle from the start. So though the questions keep on coming this time, you know that I'll listen, you know I'll be patient with you, you're my baby. Maybe this time you'll know you can trust me, you'll know I'll be faithful to you, you're my baby. I was never cheating, you connected dots that weren't there. You gave attention to the thoughts I never wear. It's not my style, even though it's so clear to me. You shouldn't base the future on the past. I know you really want this thing to last. So though the questions keep on coming this time, you know that I'll listen, you know I'll be patient with you, you're my baby. Maybe this time you'll know you can trust me, you'll know I'll be faithful to you, you're my baby.
So as you guys probably saw, Fletch is always very excited to get his breakfast in the morning. and I think we've been here for 5 minutes, just long enough to change rugs, and he's already finished his first course. Because he didn't get clipped this year, it's actually made rugging him really, really easy. So last night was particularly bad weather, and it poured all night, so that's why he had the extra heavy winter on. But for most of winter, he's actually worn just this unlined spring, which has made things really easy actually. Today is really, really cold, but it's not going to rain too much, so he's just going to be in this for the day. Because he's generally a pretty hot horse. Doesn't need to anyways. Unlike me, I'm freezing. Australian. These are my little helpers. They're usually in here by the time I get back from feeding the horses. So once I've fed all the horses for the morning, then it is time to clean the stable. I do have a bit of a system going where I essentially remove all of the dirty straw, obviously, out of the stable. That is generally how you would clean a stable. But yeah, I take everything out that's dirty. I try and keep, if there's any clean straw left, I try and keep it to the side to be economical. And then I remove any of the rubber mats that seem wet or dirty, which generally is most of them. I hang them out and I actually hose them down and clean them up, and I let them hang out all day so that they can dry out. And then I just leave the stable actually unbedded for the rest of the day, because I like to try and get it to dry out as much as possible. And then when I come back in the afternoon, I generally will bed it down then to get it ready for the girls to come in at night. And I just want to say too that any good stable cleaning session needs to begin with you either cranking some music or B, putting on a podcast. If you're like me, it tends to be a podcast. I've been obsessed with podcasts for the longest time, and if I have a big drive or I have to clean a house, clean a stable, do something boring, then you can guarantee that I will have some kind of podcast going on in the background. So yeah, just a little tip. I'm going to pick a podcast now and get into cleaning this stable.
This episode of Australia True Crime is thanks to ING, Australia's most recommended bank. These days we get recommendations for everything: restaurants, accommodation.
So as you can see, it is looking a lot better in here now. So once all this is done, then it's time to wash the mats. So the mats I hang up like this. I've got a bit of a system going. The ones on top are from 2 nights ago, and the ones on the bottom are from last night. So I hose them down. I'm going to let them dry here for the day. It's kind of a random thing to do, but it kind of works with the way we've got these stables set up. You know, like those kind of stable smells that aren't so nice will disappear after these being out here for a day.
You know that I'll listen. You know I'll be patient with you. You're my baby. Maybe this time you'll know you can trust me. You'll know I'll be faithful to you. You're my baby.
Oh my god, you guys, the weather is turning really bad. So basically, like, there was a huge storm which has been forecasted to come tonight. It's going to be like 85km/h winds. It's going to be nuts. We're actually going to bring some of the horses up into the yards for the night because it's a bit dangerous for them to be under the trees with winds like that. My original plan was actually to ride Fletch in an hour or so, but I don't think that's going to be able to happen. And I've got the Farrier coming at 1:30. I'll see how I go. I'm going to come back and see if the weather is nice enough. I'm going to ride Fletch, but if it's still this disgusting, then I'll probably just leave it because it's honestly not going to be worth it. Either way, I'm going to go and get him out and get the girls into the smaller yard so that they're ready to go for the Farrier. This is Tic Tac's first ever Farrier session, so I'll be interested to see how she goes. It's not ideal weather to be doing it for the first time, but we'll see. At least the girls are smart. They're camping out in their little shelter, so Tic Tac's having a little second breakfast, and Peachy is getting into some of her rambo hay. Like I said, Tic Tac is an absolute little princess. She does not like getting rained on. So she will always try and get into the shelter when it's like this. Oh my god, it wasn't even supposed to rain today. I actually hate this. I'm back home now. I'm having a quick snack, which is avocado on toast. It's like one of my favorite things. It's really delicious. And then I always have it with like a juice or water, or try and have something a bit healthier. Usually I would have this with like another black coffee, but that would be like my millionth black coffee for the morning. So I am trying at the moment to kind of phase it out slowly, because I understand that having that much caffeine is not the best thing for my health. Basically, once I have my snack ready to go, I usually put like a YouTube video on my phone. I try and make this like my 15-minute break before I get back into work again. I'm trying to create structure in my days at the moment, because I've obviously gone from working full time to doing this, whatever this is. And so I'm trying to keep a bit of structure, because I know it helps me stay motivated. So I'm going to enjoy my snack and watch a bit of YouTube, which is pretty much my favorite thing to do apart from being with the horses. And then I'm going to be answering a few emails, editing some footage, and then I'm going to have to head back up to the farm to meet the farrier. So Tic Tac just had her very first ever farrier experience. She was so good, weren't you? Hey? She was a little bit nervous at the start, did try and do a little runner on us, but by the end she was standing like such a good girl. Obviously we didn't do too much to her feet. It was like literally the tiniest of trims just to start off the process, but the farrier was really good with her and was super calm and super quiet with her. Lucky you're somewhat halter trained, hey little one. But yeah, I brought them into the yard, so they are going to graze here for probably about the next hour, and then they will go back into the yard for the rest of the afternoon. Doesn't like the puddles. You're not going to make a very good event horse if you keep avoiding all the puddles. You got to learn how to do water jumps, little one. So yeah, so that is basically our everyday routine, more or less. Obviously we don't get the farrier every single day, but there's usually someone coming, whether it's a feed delivery or a physio or a vet, usually coming for Fletch.
You connect the dots that weren't there. You give attention to the thoughts I never wear. It's not my style, even though it's so clear to me. You shouldn't base the future on the past. I know you really want this thing to last. So though the questions keep on coming this time, you know that I'll listen. You know I'll be patient with you. You're my baby.
Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, then be sure to leave a like down below so that I know. If you want to see more videos like this one, then be sure to subscribe, and you can follow us on Instagram at hand.equestrian.